Grumpy Wolverine here again with Mr. Alex Diehl from Krieghoff.
Thanks for having me again, Brad.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. We're going to talk about something very interesting today in the Krieghoff line. For those of you that are familiar with Krieghoff, you probably associate them with double rifles, double shotguns, very high-end doubles, or maybe even single-barreled guns. This is something completely different, and I have to admit I'm not used to seeing a European manufacturer come out with something like this. I think more doubles or bolt guns. This is a Krieghoff Semprio, and I'm not even going to tell you what kind of action it is. I'm going to let Alex explain it because I get it wrong every time. So Alex, inform us all about the Semprio.
Thank you, Brent. Yes, the Semprio is something completely new, a design that we have come up with. And yes, we like to surprise by innovation every once in a while, Brent. So let me tell you about the Semprio. It is called an inline repeating rifle. The inline repeating motion, it's a repeater, it's not a semi-auto, and to show you how the action works, it repeats forward and back, forward and back. I'm going to go into that in a little deeper and tell you about why and how we came up with this. But let me talk about, as always, safety first, so let's talk about the safety. The safety here, again, like many of our hunting guns have, is actually a manual cocking device. So when you push this lever forward, you actually cock the gun. Again, when you bring it back, the gun is completely uncocked. You take all the energy out of the firing spring. It is completely safe to carry it with a round chambered and the cocking lever back. Nothing that can break, nothing that can slip off a sear or anything like that when you drop it. It cannot fire.
Very slick.
The inline action. A lot of people like yourself, Brent, go, why did you do that? Well, we wanted to design a rifle that will utilize the recoil and make the recoil work for you rather than against you. One thing that is always the one negative thing about firing a shot is the recoil that will throw you off. We try to design something which would utilize that recoil. So what happens is, and again I will show you, and for the camera also, this gun is empty. So when you get ready to fire and you cock the gun and you point it and you fire, recoil will obviously bring the gun back.
Right.
The action is designed as such that you are utilizing that movement that the gun takes towards you and repeat the gun because you're already moving that left hand of yours forward because the gun comes back.
Right.
Then when you close the gun, you pull it into your shoulder, stabilizing your aim. Your hands never leave their assigned positions. They stay where they are. You have no bolt that comes towards your face that will make you take your head off the stock. So you can stay in the gun and repeat extremely fast and stay on target while doing it.
Yeah, from having the pleasure of being able to shoot one of these this summer at our Wolverine days, quite impressed with how they work. It's not a pump action rifle, folks.
Correct.
I learned my lesson on this one. It is not a pump action. And Alex is right, that rifle is incredibly fast to stay on target. Just a pleasure to shoot.
It's easy to cock and uncock. Even when you have it up and you decide not to shoot, you can just uncock the gun like this and take it down. Again, it is completely safe doing that. Now, to load the gun, what you have to do is flip the cocking lever to the right. You see it has two positions, a 12 o'clock and a 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
You flip it over to the 1 o'clock position. When that's done and you push the cocking lever in, it does not cock the gun, but it releases the action.
Okay.
So you can open it and load it. It has a detachable clip,
Magazine.
which is very, very nice because you don't have to worry about hand loading, hand feeding those rounds in there. And the magazine is inside the gun, so you will never lose it in the field. It's kept inside the gun.
Common problem up here, people losing magazines. It's true.
It is true, and we see it all over the world, and that's why this is, again, inside the gun. Now, it is a takedown gun as well. Again, these days, a modern bolt-action gun needs some features, manual cocking being one, the detachable magazine being another.
Right.
But the takedown feature is as important for several reasons. Ease and comfort of travel, and versatility in calibers. The takedown feature gives us the option to both changing barrels and changing calibers, as well as ease of transportation. So let me show you how this works.
So multi-caliber in one platform.
Yes,
Very
multi-calibers in one platform. And I'll show you a little bit more once we have the gun taken down,
Okay.
how we achieve that. This lever here is what enables the takedown feature. So you pull this back and just take the gun apart like this. Thank you. So you have two units, the front and the back. Fits nicely into a very, very small case.
Yes.
So it's a very, very convenient way to transport this. Now let's talk about versatility and calibers. You can do two things. Either you can get an entire unit like this
Right.
as your second, third, or fourth barrel. The ease or the comfort is, of course, that you just switch them out like I just took
Right.
this gun down. But you can also, if you just want to keep the one foreign unit that you have,
Right.
you can also just simply get the barrel. You can easily switch the barrels out. There's two screws. We take the magazine out so it makes it easier to see. One screw is in front of the magazine release. One is just
Okay.
behind the magazine. You undo these, take the barrel off, put a new barrel on, hand tie those screws. That's all you need to do. And you
How's
have
the
barrel
return
switch.
to zero with doing that?
It is always 100%. The reason being, man, that we mount the scope on the barrel. So it doesn't matter
Right.
where the barrel goes. The scope and the barrel stay as one unit. So return accuracy
Right.
is always 100%.
That's a nice feature.
Now, versatility in calibers is limited by the case size, the head of the casing.
Right.
So that's what we refer to as one caliber group. Everything that has the same case size, the head size of the case, is one caliber group. You need a corresponding bolt face to accommodate the different sizes of shells. The way we solved this with the Semprio is we made an interchangeable bolt head. So we can actually shoot the smallest caliber that we make to the biggest caliber that we make all out of one platform by changing the barrel and, if necessary, change the bolt head.
Wow, that's slick.
Very easily done. You just push it off to the side. You see it has a little ball bearing in there. This looks like a shell holder on a
Yeah.
reloader.
Very positive lockup too.
It is. It has 7 locking locks. Looks a little bit like an AR bolt.
Yes, it does.
And it does do a rotating lockup when you push the gun back.
Oh yeah, okay.
See how it pivots
Yeah.
and locks up. And it locks inside the barrel. Now we do have hedged for a few things. Headspace being one. You change barrels, you always have little variances in headspace.
Right.
This gun has a feature with a self-adjusting headspace. You can see, and it's very simply done. There's just some tolerance in the bolt head, despite the fact that it is in the locked position right now.
Okay.
See how it moves? So it adjusts itself to the barrel
Right.
that it locks into, and that's how we take care of headspace issues
Very slick.
with that. So, yeah, and the hardest part, as I always say, is putting it back together. That's all you need to do.
So
And
what?
you're ready to go.
So what calibers is that available in?
The smallest one that we make is the 223 Remington. The biggest one in the standard version is the 375 Ruger. However, we do have a Semprio Big 5, same as with the
Right.
classic Big 5. With the double rifle, we do have a Semprio Big 5, which we offer in 416 Ruger and 458 Win Mag. So it is a dangerous game gun.
Right.
It can be a deer gun, it can be a coyote gun, it can be your all-around versatile hunting gun for everything that you want to do. From hunting foxes to elephants, you can do everything with this one rifle.
It's got a very nice set of fiber optic sights on it too. I like those a lot.
They do, thank you. It's a 3-point fiber optic sights, very easy to pick up for the eye. Another thing that we have done, you notice that the rear sight is fairly far forward.
Yes.
On the gun. That was not done to give the scope room. That is just a nice bonus and a side effect. What it was done is that there's an ideal distance for the human eye between the front sight and the rear sight. And the reason is that the eye has to focus on 3 different things when you
Right.
shoot it using open sights. The rear sight, the front sight, and the target.
Right.
That's difficult for the human eye to accomplish. So the human eye will try to bring these 2 into one. The further forward this is, the further away from the eye the rear sight is,
Right.
the easier for the eye to do that. Now obviously there's a conflict, because the closer you get to the front sight, the more accuracy you lose.
Right.
But there's an ideal distance. If we brought this further back, it would make it so much harder on the eye that the gain in accuracy would be lost because you're handicapping your eye too much.
Makes sense.
So at about 11.5 inches, that's the ideal distance, and that's where they are set up. And regardless of barrel lengths, it will always be 11.5 inches between the front side and the rear side. If you have a longer barrel, the rear side will sit here.
Is it available with a heavier barrel for the smaller calibers, like for someone that wants to use this in 223 for varmint hunting? Is there a heavier taper barrel for it?
There is not a traditional varmint barrel available. However, we do offer custom barrels at a premium, so we can make a barrel a contour that the customer desires, and we can also, of course, make it without open sights if the customer desires that. So these custom options are available among many other custom options. There's left-handed versions available, which would only be the stock because the action actually stays the same. The shell, that's the nice thing about this gun. When you eject the shell, it actually ejects forward and away from you.
Right.
So even for a left-hander, and I will try to demonstrate that without making a fool out of myself, even for a left-hander shooting the gun left-handed, the shell will go away from you and will not come across your face. So that would be the left-handed version, would only be the stock.
Right.
We do have stocks without cheek piece. We do offer synthetic stocks in camo patterns. We do offer a vast amount of calibers, engraving options, of course, different finishes. This is a black receiver. We do offer nickeled receivers, and of course, again with engraving, the sky's the limit.
Is the trigger adjustable on this?
The trigger is not adjustable per se. However, it does have a set trigger function, and the set trigger is adjustable. So let me show you how that works. Again, when you cock the gun, it's ready to fire. It has a very nice and crisp shotgun style trigger, which is very nice. However, for long distance shooting, you can set the trigger, and I will show it this way. You push it forward. It reduces the trigger weight to only a few ounces. You barely touch it, and there you go. It fires. It's a very nice feature. It is, and you have that set trigger function. That trigger weight of that set trigger, that is adjustable. If it's a little too light for your taste, you can tighten it up a little bit and increase it by a couple of ounces or so.
Nice.
So that is adjustable indeed.
Okay, well there's the Semprio by Krieghoff. Fantastic rifle. Like I said, got a chance to shoot one this summer. Really liked it. I want to thank Alex for coming up and seeing us here.
Thanks for having
braving
us.
the Canadian winters. And
it's a little chilly out there.
Always a pleasure to see you, Alex, and hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, Brent.